Okay, first, if you don't understand something because of my English, just tell me. Also, if I lag, because my internet connection sometimes is spooky. So if I lag or something, tell me. Well, about like mafia, I think the most famous representation is the movie Good Father. I don't know if someone has ever seen it. You know, the
It's a good
American
one.
movie. Yeah, I think it's the most famous representation like ever, and it's quite different from the reality, especially nowadays. I'm not gonna to bother you with the history and stuff because it's it's really long, but it's important to know that like mafia today is less dangerous than it was some times ago. Like literally, you could be killed just because you were in the street, or just by mistakes because you remember like an enemy, and they will just kill you in and do nothing. But nowadays, something not so common to be killed by the mafia is something really serious. So today there is also this fact, it's not as dangerous as it was. And um, okay, mafia, of course, is especially in the southern part of Italy, Sicily, that stuff.
Mhm.
Um, but it's nowadays, I think it's worldwide. It just changed their name and how they act towards people. But it's the same concept. Of course, they can't do what they will do like in Italy, in country like Finland, or maybe even Sweden or Africa or USA. But they are even there. They just change their way to act because they are great at organize themselves. It's something that they do. Uh, Also, mafia is not like only killing people, like in blood. It's also, a mentality. It's when you think you are better than everyone else. And it's also when you think that everyone should respect you just because you're more important than they are, and you deserve things that others don't. So just, being bad towards other people. Also, mafia is when everyone is just scared of you and they will do every sort of favors towards you. Like, for example, I came from a really small city with mafia strong. When I was like 15, I had these classmates who was like the child of the mafia boss of my town. And this child has always like good grades in school, and everyone just love and respect him, even if it was, you know, ignorant, let's say that. And for me, it was strange. I didn't quite understand why he was so respected. And then, growing up, you get to know the family and what they did. So it's also this when they get this stuff, then you don't, and you feel bad because you maybe study more than them, or even working, maybe they get paid more than you do. And also, it's dangerous if you try to fight against them. Like, for example, my father was a policeman and he fight against mafia. But like when I was born, when I was 2 years old, he had to go away from being a policeman because some guys said to him that if they would, kill me or him if we would go on with his jobs. So I was scared. He didn't want me to die, and he, just get out from this job. This is something common, but not all people just get out. Like many judges and policemen are killed because of mafia. It's something common, and not common, but let's say it's something that can happen. And usually they are watched by policemen because of that. It's not so strange to see judges here who are, escorted by policemen and stuff because they are afraid for their life constantly. Also, there is some people who said that mafia don't kill children or girls. and that's not true at all. Mafia killed many children in their life in some very gruesome way. The most famous one is that child who was killed while he was playing football, and he was like 8 years old. 8 years old, and he was just playing, and he was killed by mistake. So also that. Um, yeah, but of course, if you came to Italy, nothing will happen to you because you're a tourist. They don't have interest in scaring you or something. On the contrary, they want tourists to come so they can open more bars, restaurants, hotels with their dirty money. Mafia is the most important of drugs and stuff. I think like 80% of cocaine that it's in Europe right now, it's because of Italian mafia. It's something like that. Uh, so it's also with prostitution and all these kind of illegal matters. They are almost everywhere, even institution, governments. Whenever there are money, they are there. And of course, like I said before, they just change their way of operating with the country they are in there. So like when they are in Sweden, for example, because I study from how mafia works even there, they just can't do the same they do in Italy. So they change their way to behaving with people. They make themselves more hidden because they don't want to be discovered, and they are there because there are money, and that can be said like for every country in the world. So it's more like not like the cool gang mafia. It's more like an organization with with dirty money, prostitution, drugs, and sometimes they will kill you if you are on their way, but mostly if you are a member of police or judge or something like that. So it's more like that. It's a really strong organization. Yeah. Uh, that's really the most simple way to explain it. I don't know if you want to know something else. I think this is the most simple way to put how mafia works to a foreign, especially someone who came from like a very, let's say, civil country. And yeah, that's really all. I don't want to get too gruesome. If you have some question, you can ask.
Robert?
That was
Yeah, I can ask. Do you have some old classmates that are a part of the mafia nowadays?
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Well, a fun fact, when you're a mafia member, everyone knows that it's almost impossible to eat them when you're in Italy if you're mafia. But not every time you can be arrested because you need proofs and also, bureaucracy and stuff. So this guy is also like have a really fun story because he's probably gay, but his family is mafia, so he wants them to be married to other mafia girls. But yeah, he always have the good grades, good stuff, and I think his father was arrested at some points, but he just get out of prison.
You said something like 2 weeks ago about the mafia being involved in something with the graves, the graveyards. What was that about?
Uh, uh, yes, okay. In my small towns, so mafia members, for make more money, they illegally take out of body from the graveyards to make space from new bodies. So people could pay them more if you want to, you know, take your parents, your relatives' body there. And they, takes the bodies out of the graveyards and burn them and throw them in the trash. And in the end, they were arrested. So yeah, it's also they find very various way to make money. Also, there is this thing, which is like eco mafia, which they take trash from other country like Germany and France especially, and they they take them in the mountains in Italy to trash to put them out in this illegal way. It's also a way to they make money. Yeah, they find all the sorts of way to make illegal money. Yeah, literally.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah. Okay.
Have you had any recent experience with the mafia?
I mean, not directly, because since my father was a policeman, they don't bother my family that much. But yeah, I know many people who are involved with mafia, many peers of my age also. And, I try to avoid them, but sometimes they will say like hello when you're walking, and you just feel obligated to talk to them, even just to try to avoid, them being bad with you. But gladly, yes, no, I don't have any direct experience with mafia myself, other than some classmates who had good grades and stuff like that. My father has bad experience with mafia. Yeah, he was a policeman, so he avoid this world.
How much power does the mafia have today compared to the policemen?
I think mafia is more powerful because mafia is also in the government. So even if you are not mafia yourself, you are some way involved with them because they make you favors and stuff. Sometimes they get arrested, but policemen sadly think it's in a bad position themselves. Sometimes they won, sometimes we won, sometimes yeah. But it's powerful for sure, even if they don't kill many people as they used to do.
I have one question.
Yeah. Oh,
How can
sure.
you see if that is a mafia or not? Are they wearing something, or how do you know is it a mafia or not?
No, they look
you
very normal people. They don't look
Ah,
like
okay, normal
strange
people.
at all. Yeah, they
Ah,
don't
I
look
see.
strange at all. They can
Mm.
even be very open-minded and stuff. You usually know they are because they made some illegal stuff, and they get arrested
Yeah.
a lot, and they always are in and out of prison. Or
Is
for
mafia
example,
only?
it's usually
Yeah.
because they have like I can explain. Mafia came from family, so if usually it's more of family stuff. So it's if their father was a mafia member, you probably know that their children is also gonna be mafia member in most of cases. Not always, but it's something.
So even girls can be mafia too? Even girls? Or is it
Yeah,
only men?
mafia girls are very famous. There was this
Oh,
girl who was
oh my god.
yeah,
I didn't see.
there was this girl who was like very hot, like the most beautiful girl you can think of. She was really pretty, and she
Oh,
was
really?
mafia girls of
Wow.
this boss, and she
I see.
literally killed their enemies because they killed their husband, and she killed it for revenge him. So yeah, that's mafia
Yeah.
girls are things
I
for
see.
sure. I am not, of course, even if I'm a girl, even if I am Italian quite on the contrary, but yeah. Otherwise, I wouldn't speak about mafia. Mafia, they hate when someone speak about them. It's something that they really don't like. They want to be hidden from everyone. So if you want to understand if someone from Italy is like a mafia member, they usually just say that mafia doesn't exist anymore. It's something that they do.
Yeah.
If we don't have any more questions, we still have quite some time. Then my suggestion is that you could just give a short ego talk about your life.
Okay. I mean, okay, I'm just 20 years old, so there isn't much. I was born in this little town in the southern part of Italy, but it was near the sea, so I grew up swimming and stuff. It was nice. When I was 2 years old, my parents divorced, and since I came from this little conservative town, they didn't immediately divorce. They just usually, how can I say, they didn't get along, so they would scream and stuff with each other. But luckily, when I was 15, my father left the house, so everything became more clear. I'm studying law right now in a city far away from my home because I want to be calm, because as much as I love my parents, they behave like children since they are divorced. I have a small brother, and yeah, that's all about my life. It's very
But how
sad.
did you
But
find your
that's
way
it.
into VR chat and into this place?
Quarantine. I was quarantined in university, and I was really bored because I couldn't go out. So I started to look on internet some way to speak with people in English, and everyone was just, "Oh, VR chat, you should have chat. It's easy to work." And for Rotary, I was introduced by Loki. I think that just one. He was in a survey and asking if someone was, did I remember he said adults or something like that, and we start talking.
We're very grateful
job.
for that. Well, I think we have to thank Corona
Yeah.
for that and Loki. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here
Yeah,
today.
Corona.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Finally,
thank
something
you.
good came
And
out.
thank you
of
very much for this.
Corona.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really interesting to hear about all these things.
For sure.
Yeah, just please don't think that every person from Italy is mafia. Really don't. It's really
Of course not.
it's a really sad stereotype. It's way more harmful than being the cook or the people who are solo with cooking and stuff. I will get even some people would even say that it's better to be fascist, fascist than mafia, since the situation here is pretty strong. So you can imagine how the situation. So yeah, and you can come to Italy if you want to go to Rome or to Venice or to Florence or whatever tourists go, and nothing will never happen to you. It's impossible. I didn't like tourists don't get.
And it's
They
going to
will.
eat some pizza.
Yeah, do that. No, never. Nothing will ever happen to a tourist.
I really want to
Not even in old times. Yeah, do that. Get if one day we'll do a food talk, I will be the first one there to speak about food. Don't worry.
That's good.
Nykols
We
and
should definitely
Nick
do a
and
food
me,
talk
we
one
could
week.
one day do like a collab, the three of us, and talk about different like food cultures. I think that would be interesting. But next time is
Oh,
about events.
I will get rude speaking about food. I am very meticulous. I want food to be cooked how we do here. So
Traditional Italian.
okay, that's all really.
Very nice.
Thanks for listening
very
and
good,
sorry
Nicholas.
for
Thank you
Yeah.
very
bother
much.
you.
Yeah,
Give
very
yourself
nice.
an applause.
Oh.